Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. I know we haven't been trading together for at least a few days here. I was actually on travel. I was speaking at a finance conference. It was an amazing time. Met some pretty cool people. And now we are back to our regularly scheduled programming. We are going to be trading the Nasdaq NQ and micro NQ futures today on the 800 tick chart. It is about 15 minutes before market open. I hope you guys are having a great start to the week so far. I know today is Tuesday, but sometimes Tuesday feels like Monday, you know? Okay, just getting situated here. Looking at the overnight session, we did go way down during the London session. I tagged the overnight low here at 24,754. I also marked the overnight high at around 856. Price action overnight's been kind of choppy, as you can see. Okay, going to adjust some lines here. Okay, was this above that? I think so. No. Okay. So our golden ruler currently is all the way at the top here. And for those of you who don't know what a golden ruler is, it's just the way I like to keep track of the swing highs and swing lows, which help me determine if we are in transition, if we're still downtrending or uptrending. So I'm trying to see what move we're currently in right now. Just working backwards here. So this would have been the trigger lower here. And then we would have hit target here. And then if we can keep track of the runner. Runner was taken out right there with this candle. Okay. Working backwards here. So then if that's the case, we got another trigger right here, this bearish candle at 9:14. But I typically don't like to take trades 15 minutes before market open. But this potential target here is interesting because it's right above the VWAP, right above this 1700 close from yesterday. This purple dotted line is when the futures market closed at 5 p.m. Eastern. So it could very well be a viable target that we try to hit and retest either now before market open or at market open. In the meantime, I'm just going to draw my levels. Okay, and delete some of the old lines that are irrelevant, like this one. Okay. All right, so we're about 8 minutes before market open. There are a lot of news events today, which could make trading a little tricky this morning. Our first news event is at 9:45 a.m. Eastern. That's the Chicago PMI. That may or may not move the needle. There is 10 o'clock news that is red. Jolt job openings, and then CB consumer confidence, which is orange. So the 10 o'clock candle could definitely be extremely volatile. So we typically don't want to be trading or being in a trade like right before 10 o'clock, because anything can happen. And then 11 o'clock, President Trump speaks. That could be a wild card as well. So we're just going to be very, very careful. Okay, we have about 7 minutes. What you may not see on this chart is that we're rejecting at the 8 EMA on the 5 minute. I don't have the 5 minute up, but we're also bouncing on the 21 EMA on the 5 minute down here. So we're kind of sandwiched in between these two levels, which is never a good thing if you're in the middle of a trade, because it can go in either direction. but it does look like sellers do want to retest VWAP here and try to hit this target. I say that as it bounces up. Again, this is where the 21 EMA is on the 5-minute. I want to test something here. I'm not going to get into a trade. All right. Okay, we have about a little over 3 minutes before market opens. Did we make a new low? We did, okay. We did bounce off of the VWAP on the NQ, but not the MNQ. MNQ is a little bit further down here. Missed the target by a tick. Okay, we have about 30 seconds. Excuse me. Okay, market opened. We're not going to take this bullish candle here that triggered. because we have the standard deviation in the way. We will mark it though. And then the original target was hit here, so we're going to keep track of this trade with a runner. The runner was taken out. This is a trigger lower here off of VWAP. It did hit target, but we couldn't have taken it. 800 was in the way, even though it worked. And now the runner is right around here. All right, the runner's been taken out. So let's delete all of our lines here and reset. Sometimes it's really hard to do when everything is moving very, very, very fast. This is the next trade up. We missed it. And that's what I mean. And it's okay if you miss a few trades in the beginning. You can't beat yourself up. Now we do have a runner around break even. Now it's slightly above break even. Okay, this is a trigger lower, but we're still in the bullish trade because the runner has not been taken out. Runner is definitely now taken out. 800 could be a potential area of support. So that's why we also wouldn't take this bearish right here. We did hit target though. Okay. We're going to be patient until we get an optimal setup. The runner got taken out right there. We have a double bottom here. Bigger upward trend line there with a lower high, with a higher low, excuse me. This is a trigger to go lower, but we have the standard deviation right there, right here. So we can't, this could be acting as support, so we can't take it. Bearish. But looks like sellers are in control. Runner's been taken out. Okay, let's delete some lines here that are no longer valid. Okay. Okay, we have a double bottom here. If we can get a strong bearish candle that can close below the standard deviation level, we could take it bearish. Okay, we didn't. As you can see, we did not. This does move our golden ruler though. So far we haven't taken any trades. We're just being patient, waiting for a great setup that follows all of our rules. And this was it right here. See if we can get back up there, grab it. Can it come back up and get us? All right, here we go, we're in. My ninja is frozen. Okay. My ninja closed on me. All right, give me a second. Let me restart Ninja. This just goes to show you technology can do all sorts of funky things. Okay, no idea what happened to that trade. Give me a second to readjust here. Okay, it looks like we got stopped out, but I'm not sure. Give me a second to readjust everything here. Okay, I think you guys can see my chart now. Hopefully. There we go. All right, we're back in. Missed some good trades, unfortunately. Okay, let's figure out where we are, because a lot of things have changed. Where's my go? Okay. I didn't save any of my settings, so that's fine. The most important thing is when stuff like that happens, you don't want to panic, because that'll just make it worse. But it does happen. This was actually a viable trade up, and it stopped out. Okay. Sometimes it's good to miss trades because then you get stopped out. Or you would have gotten stopped out rather. So let's just reset here. We're currently in this trade going lower, but looks like buyers are going to step in here potentially. Okay. Equilibrium. All right, so we're in this bearish trade right now, and the target is down at 737. Golden ruler moves down. And we wouldn't have taken this anyway because it closed right at 750, and it was a trade that stopped out this trade. That's just one of my rules. So we're just going to let this trade play out one way or the other. Either it stops out or it hits its target. It looks like it might come come up here and stop out. Yeah, it stopped out. Okay. All right. Cool. Now we're going to track the runner on this trade, just right here. Okay. Okay, runner is out now. Okay, we did get a bearish. Oh, we wouldn't have taken it anyway. We have standard deviation at 750. You could see pretty much automatic stop loss. We will be drawing some new trend lines, and here is our downward trend line. So now we're going to be patient, waiting for a really good setup. All right, this was the trigger high. We do have that trend line in the way. This trend line here. So I personally can't take it. Looks like it's going to be a stop loss. Yep. Again, this is why I have my rules. And now this is a signal to go bearish, but we have all the support down here, so we can't take this one either. It's also the trade that stopped out. This candle is also the candle that stopped out this one. So, all right. Well, we didn't get that trigger, but we did get this one. Can't take it though. It was below this trend line, and the standard deviation line was right here. So even though it worked, I'm just trying to be consistent with following my rules. I don't want to be like, oh, sometimes I'll take it and sometimes I won't. That level of inconsistency is not going to help you to be a profitable, consistently profitable trader in the long run. We did miss this trigger right there, though. All right. Looks like we want to potentially retest 800 or even the VWAP up there. Okay, we literally retested 800 and failed. This would be a bearish signal here, but but it was in the middle of this bullish trade. So whether it works or not is to be determined. Yep. This is also a bullish trigger here, so this candle, which just hit target. So we're just going to be patient and wait. Follow all of our rules. I think the runner's taken out, yeah. The runner has been taken out. This actually triggered lower. We have the EMA below us, so we can't take this one to the bearish side because of this EMA right here. I think our golden ruler also moved up to here, which we're retesting. Another reason why we can't take this bearish, we have the golden ruler in the way. Okay, golden ruler moves to the top. We did hit our target. And our runner is running. Okay, our runner's out. This will be a signal to go up, but we have 800 and VWAP in the way and the golden ruler, so we can't take this bullish. I'll go ahead and mark it though. Okay, this is a signal to go bearish here. This inverted hammer, rejection off VWAP, and it closed below 800. It did hit target. You're still in this bullish trade though, which again I didn't think was a good setup, but nonetheless you still have to keep track of it. So here's the bearish runner. Okay, bearish runner going down some more. It tested the stop loss for the bullish trade. Okay, it's taking it out now. All right, and this is why we didn't take this bullish trade right there. But what you do have now is a lower high, which we do need to mark. And our golden ruler also moves down just a little bit. Okay, runner's been taken out right here with this candle. This triggered higher. Question is, do we have room to go up before we hit this EMA? And the answer is no. So we don't take it, even though it almost worked. You're getting rejection right now. There's a lot of choppiness. Remember, there's also news coming out at 10 o'clock, so that could be the reason why we've had this choppy price action. Okay, so the bullish trade almost worked. I mean, you probably would have taken profit, you know, a point below that, so. And then you're in the middle of this bearish signal here from the rejection off the standard deviation level. We did make a new low, so golden ruler does move down to here. Now we're just going to be patient. Okay, we hit target. Keep track of the runner. This dotted gray line here is the overnight low, which may or may not still be a significant level. Kind of held it here, but we'll keep it. We'll keep it on. All right, so now we're getting a potential signal to go up, but we have two levels of resistance above our heads, and then we get this rejection here. All right, let's readjust this line. So this would be our bullish signal candle here, but we have the standard deviation level above our heads. So we cannot take it if it triggers. Might be able to take this bearish one though. Yeah, we can take the bearish one if it triggers. Okay, we're in. Almost hit our target. Come down and tag us. Oh, okay. Hello. Oh, man, I had it on sim. Oh, that's terrible. Well, when my Ninja trader froze, it reset everything, including my my copying on the accounts. So I didn't get credit for that trade on some of my accounts, which stinks, you know? That's okay. All right, let's see. Golden ruler moves down all the way to here. We're testing it right now. We did trigger higher here, but we have the golden ruler right there. As you can see, immediate rejection. And then now you have this bearish signal, which I don't want to take because it's a trade that stopped us out. So we're just going to chill. We also have news in about 5 minutes. All right, 2 trend lines here. Keeping track of the runner. Golden ruler's right here. Runner is right around where the low is, of the overnight low, that is. This is a trigger to go lower, but we have all that support underneath us. Okay. Okay, this is why we didn't take it bearish, although we probably would have taken some profit. This is now bullish. We did hit target. Now we gotta zoom out and move the golden ruler. Keep track of the runner. Runner's right here. Okay, we have about a minute and a half before the 10 o'clock news, which I'm going to assume is going to be very volatile, so we're not going to be taking any setups right now. Yeah, and the runner just got taken out. Okay. This is a trigger to go higher here. Bounce off standard deviation, but we have the trend line in the way and we have news in about a minute, so we're gonna sit on our hands. All right, hit target. Keep track of the runner. All right, that was the 10 o'clock candle. There's my alarm for 10 o'clock. See what it does. Lots of buying. We're back at the 800 level. Our runner is taken out. And this candle was a bearish trigger, but let's delete some lines here. Just take out the runner out of the way here. All right, target hit. Keep track of the runner, which is around break even right now. There's the runner being tested. All right, runner is out. We do have this bullish trigger down here, but couldn't have taken it anyway. We're in the middle of the bearish trade. So we're just going to chill. All right, we did hit this target. Runner's underneath VWAP right now, right below 800. All right, runner's been taken out. Okay. If this goes, well, no, technically that's not correct. Let's draw a new trend line, golden ruler moves up. This is a bullish trigger right here, if we can get it. Yeah, this is gonna be a bullish trigger. If we can close above 800, which we did not. So, all right, this was the bullish trigger. We missed it. Sometimes price moves so fast. All right. I will say it's been a little frustrating that we missed some of these trades, but we keep on trucking, right? All right, that trade's over. The runner has been taken out, so we're going to look for our next trade. And it might be this candle right here. This might be our next trade. All right, we're in. All right. I did add it 50% pullback. We might be stopped out here though. Yeah, that sucks. That was a legit trade. Golden ruler, did it move up? No. All right, so lots of selling. All right, delete some lines here. All right, our runner's been taken out. This would be a signal to go lower. Not anymore. I don't know if we have room. Nope, we don't have room for it to take this bearish. Golden ruler moves down. And our runner also moves down. Okay, runner moves down. Runner gets taken out. All right. This is a signal to go up, but we have the EMA right in the way. This EMA right here. So we're just gonna wait. Okay, and that's why we waited. This one we can't take for two reasons. It was the signal, it was the candle that stopped out these trades here, and the measured move was greater than 750, so. All right. This one we might be able to take if the measured move's not too big. Yeah, it's not too big. Okay. We're going to add at 50%. Okay, I would like for it to go down now. Decrease. Okay. Move our runners. Okay, our runners were taken out. Not a bad trade. We're still technically in the middle of this trade. Hasn't stopped out or hit its target, so. Okay, we did hit the target. Golden ruler moves down. We're going to keep track of the runner was taken out. Okay. This was the bullish signal right here. It hit its target. All right, runner is running. The golden ruler moves to 750. This is a bearish trigger. Couldn't have taken it anyway because of the EMA, and we were still in this bullish runner. The bearish trade worked. And now we are okay. Move the golden ruler here. This is a bullish signal. Bounce off 750. But we have the EMA in the way, so. Okay, so the bullish trade worked. We keep track of the runner. The runner's out. We can't take this bullish because of the golden ruler. Probably should have had like a line like this. Yep. That we're still kind of respecting. We can get a strong bullish candle to close above all this. Yep, this is what we're taking. This is exactly what we're taking. Higher. All right, here we go. We added to it, and we're going to take the majority of our position here at 779. Oops. This might be a stop loss. I'm hoping the bulls can step in here. We retested the stop loss. Looks like it's a battle zone though. We might get stopped out, which that's okay. All right, nice recovery. Okay. All right, we still have our one runner. Stop that right there. Okay, great trade. Great trade. Our golden ruler's down here. Yep. Okay, the runner's still running, technically speaking. Yep. Retested VWAP. Looks like we're going back to the 800 level, which has been a strong level of resistance. Let's see how it behaves when we go up, back up there. Let's delete this line, these lines here. All right, runner is out. Do we have enough room to take this bearish? Okay, closed above VWAP. So no, needed to close below VWAP to take this. Okay, this is a trigger, but EMA is in the way, so can't take it. All right, so we hit the target there. Runner's right here. We are in the middle of a wedge now, but we just broke through it. Can delete this line. This did trigger up, but we have a trend line in the way, so Trend line is still there. All right, we hit the target. Let's keep track of the runner, which is right here as of this moment. Although if this candle breaks it, we're moving it up. 800 could still be another level of resistance. We did make a newer high, so we're moving up the golden ruler. Okay, so we did get rejection off VWAP right here, so that was the trigger to go lower, but we had a runner still on this bullish trade. It did hit target. Runners out on the bearish trade. And now this is the signal to go bearish. Do we have room for it though? Let's see. We do. No, we don't. The golden ruler is right there. Okay. So, just gonna wait. All right, so it did hit target. We did break through the golden ruler. We still have a runner. This did technically trigger higher, and it hit target. We still have a bearish runner on this original bearish trade here. Okay, the runner for the bearish trade moves slightly down. And it looks like the standard deviation level here is potentially holding as support. Okay, we do move the runner slightly down. Okay. Runner moves down. This is a trigger to go higher, but we're still in that bearish. We're still in the bearish trade with that runner up here, so we wouldn't take this. Okay, runner was taken out and the bullish trade worked. All right. I believe golden ruler was here, still here, and then it moved to here with this new low, and now we move it to the bottom. So this is going to be another trend line with a lower high. Runner still running. This is a trigger to go lower, but we still have the runner running. Runner's no longer running. And now we also have this trigger higher. So a lot of choppiness right now. The bullish trade almost hit its target and missed it by a tick. Again, we wouldn't have been in either trade. We wouldn't have been bearish or bullish here. This does move our golden ruler, I believe, all to this level here, which would constitute this wouldn't be a bearish signal. We'd have to draw a new upward trend line here. All right, so the bullish trade just worked. Hit his target. Our runner is at break even. And then we get to draw this upward trend line and move up our golden ruler. And our runner moves up. Okay, let's delete the lines that don't matter. Runner is running. Finally broke through 800, which is really interesting. Will we get stuck back at this high here at 812.25? Well, we'll find out. Runner moved up. You can delete this line. Runner is out. So now we look for our next trade. This would be a bearish signal, but we have VWAP and the EMAs in the way. So, did it trigger? And the trend line. We have a lot of support here, so. Does it trigger lower though? Let's find out. Doesn't look like it will. Maybe it will. Okay, it didn't. So we adjust our micro trend line. This will be a bearish inverted hammer, but we can't take it. Just pointing it out. All right, so this actually is a bullish trigger because we closed above 800. Problem is we can't take it because we had the trend line in the way. But this is a bullish trigger and 809 is the target. But I can't take it. So, because initially we were below the trend line here. So we're just gonna let this trade play out. All right, stop loss. And now this was the bearish signal, but we had VWAP and we were below the EMA, but we had VWAP in the way. So we're just going to let this trade play out. Also, it's a trade that stopped out this trade, so we can't take it for that reason as well. And now we also have a bullish trigger in the middle of a bearish trigger. This is how you know the price action's not that great. We wouldn't have taken it anyway, and it did stop out. Okay, we just hit target. going to keep track of the runner. We are going to be testing golden ruler very soon here. Let's delete this line. Our runner's out. This gives us a new macro trend line because we have a higher low. This is a signal to go north, but we have a lot of resistance overhead. We have the two trend lines and the 800, so just as a heads up there. This would be a bearish to go down because it's a VWAP projection, but we do have the trend line. Okay, so it did hit target. Our runner is at break even. We're down in this support level now. We'll see what happens. Okay, runner moves down. Runner is out. If we can get a strong bearish candle to close below these two levels here, I could take it, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that. Okay. All right, we're just going to wait. Golden ruler moves up. Okay, we have this trend line in the way now. We have this double bottom. This is a signal, but I don't know if we have enough room to go to 750. No, it's below 750, so we're not going to take it. Or technically the signal happened, oh, right here. Sorry, I'm mixing up my signals. But we had the trend line in the way, so we would not have taken it. We had this trend line in the way like this when that signal happened, right here. Our golden ruler does move down. Deleted all the lines that are irrelevant.
Okay.
Let me refresh my historical data just in case it's different. Okay, we retested the stop loss on this candle. Retested it again. Looks like it's a stop. Can't take this bullish because it took out that bearish candle. So just gotta skip this one as well. A lot of choppy action today. A lot of candles that are what I would consider misleading is probably the word. Golden ruler does move down. All right, target's been hit. Again, I've been trying to take less trades because the trades that I am taking, I'm trying my best to make sure they follow all of my rules, which is easier said than done. Really, it's probably the hardest thing. Runner's been taken out, so we are in no man's land right now. Yeah, we are in no man's land at the moment. This is a bearish signal because of the break of the trend line, but we have the EMA in the way. So even if it triggers, I can't take it. It did trigger lower, so we'll track it. Have a good day, bro. I'm glad you finished the day green. I'm glad you stuck with it. Review the trades where you made your mistakes and just correct them for next time, and you'll have an even bigger, greener day. Have a wonderful time with your family, and we'll talk soon. All right, as we predicted, the bearish trade didn't work. The EMA held. And then the bullish trade triggered here, but we had the trend line, which we did break, but we also had VWAP in the way. So it'll be really interesting to see if we can, yep, we hit the target here, but again, not very, in the long run, that's typically not a good trade to take. I am going to be wrapping things up for today's session. Hope you guys had a good one. Let's talk about stats real quick. I think my stats today were about 65% win rate. I probably would have had a much better win rate where there was 2 trades that we should have taken, but I wasn't quick enough to take them. I will be doing a market recap and we'll go over it later on today. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. And we will be talking tomorrow in our next live stream. Have a good one.